This is How to Trick the Tooth Fairy by Erin Danielle Russell and illustrated by Jennifer Hanson Rowley. How to Trick the Tooth Fairy. This is a brand new book, just issued a couple of months ago. You should be able to easily order a copy for yourself if you like. Find it at the local bookstore. How to Trick the Tooth Fairy, published by Aladdin, which is an imprint of Simon Schuster, and the copyright was May 2018. Kaylee loved to pull pranks. Twinkle of Mischief, prank princess in training. Favorite holiday is April Fool's Day. Cute as a button, sharp as a tack. Comfy shoes for creeping. She pulled pranks every day. Water balloons on people down on the walkway. Every night. Oh, she's scaring her little sister. That's kind of mean. And even on holidays. She's putting marbles to make Santa fall on them. Whoa, that could hurt someone. She was always looking for her next unsuspecting victim. She's taking sandwich cookies and replacing the icing with dog toothpaste. But was Kaylee the princess of pranks? No. That would be this little trickster, the Tooth Fairy. Ruling prank princess. Smirky smile. Fairy wings for a quick getaway. More tricks in her bag than teeth. Magical tooth grabber. But she had no clue whom she was about to meet. So the Tooth Fairy comes in the window, and there's Miss Sleepy Princess Kaylee in her beautiful princess bed. And over here it says Box O Tricks. The Tooth Fairy was expecting to find something small, smooth, and white, like a tooth, maybe. Not green with webbed feet. Now, if you prank the Tooth Fairy with a fake frog, you'll get real frogs. Had Kaylee finally met her mischief-making match? Here she runs out of her room yelling, "Game on!" She offered the Tooth Fairy a slice of pie. "I'm so sorry." And if you know anything about fairies, you know they love sweets. But what is this? A bottle of red sauce that says H-O-T. The Tooth Fairy dug into her dessert. Suddenly, her mouth was on fire. Now, if you prank the Tooth Fairy with prankster pie, she'll top it with gobs of gooey ice cream. Whoa, Tooth Fairy is zapping colors of ice cream all over this table and room. Yuck, says Kaylee, covered totally with different colors of ice cream and sprinkles and whipped cream. Kaylee was a mess. Pass the sprayer, please, says Kaylee. But once the sprayer was in her hands, Kaylee turned it on the Tooth Fairy. Now, if you prank the Tooth Fairy with a splash of water, she'll make it rain. Cats and dogs. Yikes, says Kaylee right here. One or two is nice, but 10 or 12? Storm scared Kaylee. She ran and hid behind a closet door. The Tooth Fairy wanted to outprank Kaylee, but frightening her wasn't fun at all. Come out, wherever you are. Uh-oh. What is Kaylee up to? Kaylee sprang out of hiding, surprising the Tooth Fairy with a burst of bubble gum. A whole wad of bubble gum. Gotcha, yells Kaylee. Splush Tooth Fairy against the refrigerator. Oops, my wand. And if you know anything about Tooth Fairies, you know a broken wand means topsy-turvy Tooth Fairy trouble. Here's Kaylee and the Tooth Fairy underneath the table, as frogs and foods and ice creams and cookies and dogs and cats, and everything just goes upside down and the refrigerator empties and bubble gum is everywhere and ice cream. Holy cow. Kaylee and the Tooth Fairy may have been soaked and scared and stunned, but luckily Kaylee had one more trick up her pajama sleeve. Quick, hand me the sprayer. And Kaylee and the Tooth Fairy are cleaning. And look, this bubblegum fixed my wand, says Miss Fairy. And so did the Tooth Fairy. Bye-bye, little fur balls. And all the cats and dogs float off on umbrellas, hopefully to find a good home. And the frogs are leaving. And together they cleaned up their mess, which is important. Now, if you know anything about pranksters and fairies, you know there's room for lots of fairy dust cookies. For 2 prank princesses and 1 new friendship. I think my tooth is loose. And look who's way up here about to drop 2 sets of water balloons down. This has been How to Trick the Tooth Fairy. Thank you for listening.